So if we switch to commercial and you have a 10%, again, if you have a 10% kind of, or what was it, 7% funds rate, the 10 years probably 8 or 9, maybe. So you have a
Yeah,
risk
there's
adjusted
usually
return
about
at 8.5, 9. I mean, that's got to hurt. Cap rate's got to go up. It's got to make new deals worth less. It's just got to be just traumatic to commercial real estate.
Absolutely. So I'll talk about multifamily because the cap rates in multifamily tend to be the lowest across
Mhm.
other like industrial, office, retail, et cetera. Meaning that if you paid all cash, you're getting a lower return, on apartments than you are some of these other things because it's less
Mhm.
risky than some of these other things like office and retail. I'll just use as an example. But the average risk premium, since they've been really tracking cap rates and multifamily, is about 230 basis points above the 10-year treasury. And so,
Okay.
the 10-year treasury is going to be pretty close to, the Fed funds rate. So let's say we're at 7,
Okay.
you're going to be 9.3 caps for A class brand new properties, Michael. Things are selling nationwide, brand new A class, 3.5 to 4 caps. So
Oh my goodness.
literally you're doubling to tripling your cap
Tripling.
rate
Yeah.
if
Oh
if that
no.
rate stays high for a really long time. And that's the risk that not a lot of multifamily operators or commercial people will tell you about.
Yeah.
Again, the question is, how long does that last? If we're in
Of
a
course.
new era of interest rates staying high,
Yeah.
then cap rates always follow. There's usually a
Yeah.
lag. It's about a year, right? And
Sure.
so we're just starting to see some cap rates start to rise, even in the Class A stuff. Class C, goes up much higher. But you have to realize that when investors are buying institutional quality assets or anything commercial for that matter, they're always saying, what's the risk premium that I'm going to make above the risk free rate of return, which is that 10-year treasury? So you can't have a 10-year treasury go up and stay up for a long time without that cap rate, that risk premium staying the same. And people saying, hey, if I can get 7, why would I buy something at a 3 cap, a 4 cap, or 5 cap and have the headache of
No,
all
you
the things
wouldn't.
that could go wrong with ownership, with the
Yeah.
maintenance of the property and tenants not paying or vacancy rates going up, rents coming down. You would just take the 7 all day and multifamily would dry up
Hmm.
just like everything else. So it
Yeah.
would really be pretty catastrophic for values in commercial real estate. And the really tough thing is just kind of a double whammy is that as you have these, let's say this is like worst case scenario, right?
Yeah.
But you have these 7% rates and they stay that way for a couple of years. You now have values that are tanking, but you also have debt that's looked at every quarter to every year by the lender. We provide P&Ls, we provide rent
Hmm.
rolls, and they're going to look
Hmm.
and say, what is your debt service coverage ratio? What is your loan to value? And if there's a year where your debt coverage ratio or your loan to value is now not in line with what it was when you bought that property, your value could tank. You could still be collecting rents, but because your value tanks, guess what the lender's going to do? They're going to go, you got to pay down this loan now. So your property that was worth 10 million and we had a $7.5 million loan, it's now worth 5 and you got to be 75% LTV. By the way,
Yeah.
give us $4 million check or we call your loan. Like people
Exactly.
will lose properties. So it would be
Th-
devastating to the
That is
commercial markets.